Today's a very weird day. I don't know what the fuck's going on in the air. Everyone is acting extremely strange. They're all saying shit with the lisp. I don't get it.
Guys, what are you talking about?
Okay, stop it.
Lisp. It just said the slot.
I think there's only one thing to do.
I think we should go do drugs.
Okay,
guys, let's do drugs.
Danny, what do you think about this?
What's up, dude?
Why are you? Jesus, fuck, man.
What are you talking about?
Okay, there's only one thing we should do right now.
Don't worry
Rock, paper, scissors, come on.
What the f?
And you lost twice.
Damn, rematch.
You lost again.
Am I losing on purpose so I have to take mushrooms? No, I would never do such a thing.
Wait, this is just for you to take shrooms?
I lose. If you lose, then you have to do shrooms too. Oh no, one more.
No, wait, that was the
One
final.
more.
That was it, dog.
Damn it. Well, looks like I gotta do it.
Woo!
You have to do it too if I do it.
What?
You have to do it too.
What?
You have to do it. I told you.
How long until your chocolate's like
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's not really gonna do much. It's like just a microdose.
2 hours later.
What do you mean we need content?
Okay.
What do you mean? They're talking about hair extensions. Go film them talk about hair extensions. What do you mean?
Man is tripping on shrooms.
He's like, oh shit.
How many mushrooms did I take today?
Okay, tell me I'm wrong, but literally I was saying this before. The days go by fast until it's like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. before you know
And then
it.
they go slow.
Why
She is telling the fucking truth.
Like,
I may have microdosed mushrooms earlier, but she is speaking literally factual shit.
Literal factual facts.
That's exactly how I felt yesterday too. You hear that? Wait, listen. Isn't it weirdly quiet in here?
Dude, what is you're on
I'm
shrooms, bro?
I'm fucking. Dude, I'm on mushrooms, dude. Relax.
What were you doing in that room for an hour?
I was meditating. I was stressed.
I'm not kidding. I'm dreading going to my room because I know I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
Why do you think you're gonna have one?
Because I just feel it. Like I just feel like something bad is gonna happen.
You're okay. Was someone playing with a Ouija board earlier?
What are you talking
I'm
about?
saying, like, maybe that's why. What's Noelle afraid of? Let's talk about this.
What's your biggest fear? Deep.
God, death.
Okay, but that was really deep.
Scares me
I
about
have a
that.
really big fear of ending up alone.
Do you think that comes from your childhood, or like?
I've just like, I've always felt like I'm just gonna end up alone.
No, there's no way. Like, what is ending up? You know, that's the thing you have to decide. Like, you mean just like living a life and being like, okay, you.
By myself.
Yeah. Where would that come from, though? It's gotta come from.
What is this fucking therapy session?
Yeah,
What is this, dog?
I don't know. I think a lot of times, I don't know. It's just like, I went 20 years without like anyone wanting to be in a relationship with me. So I guess that's where I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, why doesn't anyone want to take me serious? And then from there I was like, what if I end up alone?
Yeah, so it's crazy though, because that's super common, but also you may feel like, which you only have this perspective because it's your entire life. 20 years is a long time, but it's a very small amount of actual time, even though that is your entire life.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
There's small. People are like, you haven't had a boyfriend? They take it so serious. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I mean, that's just your process. It's just your story, your journey. Like, that's how you went through it.
Yeah, I fear that literally all the time, and I don't mean to like losing someone like just by like death. I mean it's just like them just walking out of my life.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to be here anymore.
That's one of my biggest fears, and that's one of my biggest issues my entire life. But where do you think that came from? Because mine came from losing my father when I was young.
Yeah.
Where did that come from for you? Because that's my whole life. All my relationships are like that, and I fear that. And sometimes because I fear it so much, I push people away even, and I lose the people that I don't want to lose.
Yeah, I literally don't even know where it stems from.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because there's not like a significant moment where I was like, it's from that.
Sounds like you have some sort of connection with like being good enough, because you said like, I'm gonna end up alone based on like the fact that you never had a boyfriend up until like a certain point, or no one wanted to take you serious, like you said. I think it's more tied into that. I mean, it is real life.
I didn't talk about it because I like literally push people away because of it.
I've done that.
Because I'm telling you, like, if I lose someone like that, like, I'm not gonna be doing well. And I think that's why I fear it, because I'm scared of like how I'm gonna react if it happens.
I'm Jacob, and I like to party.
Jacob, I like how unserious you try to get Jacob.
We've had this conversation before where he's like, where do you think that stems from?
I mean, that's how you figure things out.
Connecting like where shit
Exactly.
came from.
And that's why I always think about it. I'm like, where the fuck did this stem from? Because I'm probably one of the most insecure people you'll ever meet.
So were you, before dating, before involving guys in your life, when you were younger, did you have moments of like these similar thoughts or differently?
I mean, yeah. Like I told you, I've always had like horrible anxiety.
You know how I talked to you and I was like, yo, when things are really good, like then you should think more about it. So look back on yourself as a kid, and do you think that it was kind of silly thinking like that?
But yeah, I was like that kid who couldn't even walk into school. And everyone knew me as that fucking weirdo.
See, this is where it all comes from though, right? Like that's why you have this stuff today. But that's what I'm saying. If you look back on yourself as a kid, as a child, and go like, why were you acting that way? And also looking at it as an adult with the mind that you have now and the experience that you have now, it's like you can realize you made it into something that it really wasn't at the time, and you kind of like silently stuck with you. So look back on it and think about you as a kid and be like, wow, like was that really necessary? You have to start to look back on where you develop those things in your life.
Yeah.
Like I look back on when I was like a 6-year-old kid and be like, okay, me knowing now like the things that happened to me then, I can look back and go, okay, this wasn't because of me. Even though when I was a kid, I was like, this is because of me.
Yeah.
This is happening because of me, and this is I'm not good enough, right? But I can look back and know, like as an adult now, that wasn't exactly the case. There was something completely different going on, like in my father's life that brought him to that point. But I didn't have any of that perception. So as I'm saying, like revisiting like where you at now mentally, to where you might like look back on your younger self and like try to dissect where you're at, will really help you gain clarity and also like unlock those things that are like still with you that you kind of put in your subconscious and they just followed you along in your life. 'Cause that's what's going on.
I mean, I try to think about it just because, like I said, I was like this ever since I was like 2 or 3 years old, and that's the scary part. So it's like I can't remember anything like all the way from like back then that would have happened, and I really don't think it was.
No, so but that's what I'm saying. It's not even about that at this point. It's like you going. It's like you saying, okay, you started it then for whatever reason. It's okay. Doesn't matter why it started. It's you going. Where are you right now though? And what do you have right now? And then try to unpack the stuff then that like it wasn't as serious as you made it to be. Like when my thoughts come in that are like the negative or the ones that are holding me into like this idea of whatever's going on, whatever I'm stressing about, I'll let it come and I won't try to figure it out. I'll just like let it come and go. However it comes. Meaning like the thought will come in and I'll be like, oh man, I'm worrying about this meeting, or I'm worrying about this situation, or I'm worried about this thing. And I don't try to analyze it or figure it out, because that's what I'm normally doing all throughout the day. I just go, okay, this is a thing. This is happening in my life. It is what it is. It's okay. And I let it pass through and I just keep focusing on my breathing. But it's not just me to tell you that. It's not just, okay, first time you get it. You learn it and you become better at that process. But the key is also trying to have that process with yourself when it's not always bad, like I told you. When it's bad, it's the hardest time because you're met with the most resistance. But it's super common. A lot of people deal with this shit and they just don't talk about it. They don't know how to talk about it. Or they don't know what words to make of it because it's such a like an internal like.
It's like a weird thing. I feel like I have a chemical imbalance. It's like it's kind of normal, but it's also not, that my brain is just like.
Well, mine's like that too.
I like automatically think the worst. Always.
Yeah, me too.
And
No,
like
that's
I'll
a real
ruin a
thing.
good day for no reason.
I thought everyone was like that. One thing that helps me a lot is like talking about it on like social media too, because like people will say like they're dealing with the same thing, and then like you're like, holy shit, like I'm actually not alone in this, and like even just getting it out like to somebody, even if they don't even care, like talking about it helps so much.
Talking about it is so important.
Like on my test, I talk about all the time like how I take like prescription medication for it, because I was super scared to take medication. It's the only thing that helped. And I still have bad anxiety attacks on the medication, but it's the only thing that helped. I talk about making sure people take their medication like all the time.
Right, like right now I feel like that. Like the past 2 days I've been like, can't breathe
I
in.
can tell.
During last year, I felt like I couldn't take full breaths. Like they weren't going like deep enough.
happening during the moments of
It
time.
was just like because the world was so stressful. I couldn't go on walks too far from my house because I was like, what if I pass out over there? Like I was like, I need to be close enough to home because if I start having a panic attack, I need to be able to get home. But what I do, this like actually works. You have to think of something you can see, touch, and hear right in that moment. Like
That's why I
listening.
was telling you about getting stories.
And then I read words letter by letter. Like I look at words, like a full page of words, like a flyer on the wall if I'm in public, and letter by letter, I'm like this.
And this is why talking to people is so important, because it takes you out of your own head and allows you to like listen to something else. It doesn't even have to be relevant to something. Just someone telling you about a moment in their childhood, and it takes you out of your own head.
I know.
It puts you present, because that's the key. That's a meditation, is a process of that. That's a process of that. But sharing and talking, so you guys watching too, like if you really deal with it, talking to someone is the most important thing.
That's why I'm doing it right now, even if it's on camera. It's like
I knew that.
Also to realize, like, not that it's stupid, because obviously it's not stupid, but like when I'm telling someone something about how I feel when I'm anxious, and obviously it's like not real and in my head, when you tell someone and they're like, okay, but that's not happening, you're kind of like, oh. I thought we were gonna get killed on our Uber ride to the airport. I was like, this is gonna be my murder.
Oh my god, why?
So we opened his trunk, didn't even, just looking sure, and she's like, for Taylor? And he's like, yeah. It was the right car, right license plate. But like, didn't even say like, hey, or like, help us with that.
It was a guy?
Yeah.
He was just like this?
Yeah, we're like, oh,
Yeah, no, like literally that's how he was. It was so scary.
You're getting picked up at the airport, usually they do.
Okay,
like,
okay, hold on, Uber. I got your back, guys. Listen, if it's an Uber Black or one of those premium ones, of course. If it's an XL, pick up your own fucking bags. All right, right or wrong? Am I right or wrong?
They don't have to carry the bags, but they should acknowledge that you open their trunk.
No, I get it. Look, premiums, the Uber Blacks, okay, they should be doing all that. Don't fuck with me.
That's like literally like I think everything is like just fatal. I think any injury, if I'm sick, I'm like I have cancer.
yeah, no, me too.
Headache, brain tumor.
Me too. Yeah. It's like hypochondriac type anxiety.
I Google all the symptoms. I'm like, kind of have a headache today, and I Googled on the symptoms, and like, I think I need to go to the hospital.
It's literally the worst.
You just talk for 25 minutes straight.
Did we? There's your content. Suck my dick, bitch. I'm out.